Natalie Holloway's parents got a break today, all because the Kalpoe brothers decide to sue Dr. Phil. You may recall that a suit they filed against Ron Vandersloot in a New York court was tossed out. Now they have filed in a California court, this time against the Kalpoe brothers. Will they get tossed out again? Let's bring back the panel. Woody, this is an interesting turn of events, because now these two we're going to have to submit to deposition, if not with Beth and Dave Holloway, with Dr. Phil.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in the action they brought, they can't just bring the action and not expect to have it vigorously defended. And in the action against them, you're going to expect the plaintiffs to want to do their own set of discovery. So I would expect this would be quite a long and complicated discovery process.
You know what I suspect? I suspect the Kalpoe brothers will pull out when they realize, when the writing's on the wall, they're not going to want John Q. Kelly asking them questions, and they're not going to want the lawyers for Dr. Phil asking them questions when they realize how deep the questions are under oath here in the United States.
Of course, my question is if they can dismiss their claim against Dr. Phil, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the claim against them would be dismissed. I guess that would be based on whatever the jurisdictional statutes are in California. It may be allowed to proceed.
So they may be stuck anyway.
They may be stuck anyway because they've already submitted themselves to jurisdiction.
Janine, this is sort of a little bit of self-help, isn't it?
I would say so. And you know what I can't understand, Greta, is why the Kalpoe brothers would be so naive as to think that they could probably make a lot of money by suing Dr. Phil and not expect that this would then create the jurisdiction for John Q. Kelly to come in and sue them along with for Beth's family for wrongful death. And it is an interesting question, because whether or not they withdraw their claim, I believe that John's claim will continue to stand. And so what you're going to have here, Greta, is a prosecution in the United States in a civil setting. And your question was perfect when you asked whether or not Karen Jansen would essentially be kind of stood up by our essentially taking over the case.
Well, it's a great way, I mean, I think of the brilliance of being able to get these answers, because I'd love to be a fly on the wall with a conversation when the Kalpoe brothers said, this is what happens when you sue. It's called discovery. They're going to be able to ask you questions. Do you want to do it? I mean, I wonder if the Kalpoe brothers truly got it. Even if they had nothing to do with any of this, this is like their worst nightmare.
It is. They totally are exposed right now. They may not be able to get out of it even if they withdraw their complaint against Dr. Phil and everyone else that they're suing, for defamation of character. I mean, how much do you think they lost in terms of money? How much did they think they were going to win? What they did was expose themselves to essentially a criminal prosecution in a civil setting. That's what's going to happen here.
Okay.
As much as I want Beth and her husband to find out what happened to Natalie, I'm of a different opinion. I don't think that they're going to be successful, meaning Beth and them coming to California in a state court and being successful in getting involved in this litigation.
I don't care if they don't care if they win. Right. All they want to do is get through discovery. If at the end they lose the wrongful death, but they've had a chance to put both of them under oath, that's what they've been trying to get.
If this was the way they wanted to do it, I think they should have stayed in this one single case with the Kalpoe brothers having filed a lawsuit. Clearly, they've opened themselves up for discovery.
They can do that too.
But what they're going to do in this case is, I guarantee the Kalpoe brothers are going to file a motion to dismiss.
So what?
And they may very well be successful, but they may still have opened themselves up for discovery.
No, you know why? By bringing this action in the state of California, they have submitted themselves to the jurisdiction of the California court. And for that purpose, the Holloway family can come in and file this wrongful death lawsuit. I mean, this is a matter
of... Look, there's been no proven wrongful death, and I don't know if California will support that.
They don't want to win.
Right.
And this is not about winning. This is about getting people under oath and discovery.
I don't think you're going to get to discovery. You'll get to discovery through the Kalpoe brothers case, because they're the plaintiffs, and they will have to sit to discovery in their case.
Woody be the judge. Woody, what do you think?
Well, the bottom line is if they don't...
This is your courthouse.
Okay, well, if they don't want to... If bottom line is if they don't want to proceed, they just won't proceed. They'll dismiss their claim against Dr. Phil.
But then the other claim may still be alive from the Holloways against them.
And if they file no answer, they get a default judgment. The Holloways get a big verdict for $100 million against these two guys from Aruba, and who cares?
That is the one possibility.
It's about justice and closure. It's about justice and
And speaking of closure, I got to go. Speaking of good, thanks for that.